He came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to rest to make things better. And so aside from all of his style and his pizzazz, he's a serious person who's an effective builder of building for the builder of people. I am rather convinced that the private sector must take the leadership and the government will follow it in rebuilding urban America. That's my premise.
But the fact is, that's a disgrace. The zoos are a disgrace. The subways, the schools.
But
really, David, it's really management. It's management, it's competence, it's capability, it's just basic ability.
But you're speaking of the over-the-fence in private enterprise. He's trying to run a municipal administration.
It can be done.
You think it can be done?
Absolutely. By the right person, it can be done.
There's no reason why the government cannot provide those incentives to make those investments more lucrative in the areas in which we want to direct.
Assuming there must be a private government partnership, who will assume the leadership to make it happen?
In a few moments, I will sign an executive order launching a new White House opportunity.
Pastor Dante Hickman has been developing the area around his Southern Baptist church for years. Today, he stood next to President Donald Trump to incentivize an estimated $100 billion to all 50 states.
This is a great thing.
You know, it really takes people that have the courage of a Donald Trump to know that people like Trump are not going to be intimidated. That people like Trump can decide what they think is good for America and have enough self-confidence that they're going to make it.
So at a minimum, we should expect a president to feel a sense of responsibility for the safety and welfare of all 330 million of us.
I'm taking a bold action to reform the federal workforce today. The federal government will no longer be narrowly focused on where you went to school, but the skills and the talents that you bring to the job.
It is my honor to sign an executive order. We're going to be doing it right now to address a tragedy facing Native American communities, the crisis of missing and murdered American Indians and Alaska Natives. It's a very important moment and a moment that means a great deal to me. With this executive order, we will make HBCUs a priority of the White House, an absolute priority.
All right.
A lot of people are going to be angry that they're not a priority, but that's okay.
Freedom came today for more than 3,000 people. They were released from prison and halfway houses across the country under the First Step Act.
I like the idea they keep in jail longer. I'm the guy that wrote the bill requiring federal judges to keep people in jail 100% of the time for which they're sentenced, and the notable exceptions only 85%. So I'm all for tougher enforcement.
As president, I pledge to work with both parties for the good of the whole nation, and that's what it is. It's for the good of the whole nation. The more I met and spoke with those involved in our criminal justice system, the more clear it became that unfair sentencing rules were contributing to the cycle of poverty and crime.
Let me just say something. A Christmas miracle just happened. Since 1988, we've been trapped in this dynamic. That nightmare began to come to an end tonight. Both political parties came together to do something. The New York Times calls this the biggest breakthrough in criminal justice in a generation. And I'm going to say something that I have to be honest. Donald Trump shocked me and a bunch of people by doing the right thing on this. Every time people made a prediction that Donald Trump was going to sell us out, turn on us, wasn't going to use political capital, he came harder.
Let's continue to make America great again.
When I see somebody that's not competent and he's running something, and something that I have really a big stake in, it bothers me, and I do something about it.
I did hope, for the sake of our country, that Donald Trump might show some interest in taking the job seriously.
I want to make it clear today that my administration will focus on ending the absolutely horrific practice of human trafficking. And I am prepared to bring the full force and weight of our government to the federal and at the federal level. My administration is fighting these monsters, persecuting and prosecuting them, and locking them away for a very, very long time. This order expands prevention education programs, promotes housing opportunities for survivors, and prioritizes the removal of child sexual abuse material from the internet.
For close to 4 years now, he has shown no interest in putting into work.
USMCA is the largest, most significant modern and balanced trade agreement in history.
No interest in finding common ground.
This was a moment in history that a U.S. president had crossed over and was in North Korea for the first time.
No interest in using the awesome power of his office to help anyone but himself and his friends.
We have an amazing economy right now. Right now, you have an amazing job-creating economy.
There was another record high in the number of those not in the labor force? What?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
How do you? What?
This is bountiful and it's nationwide. We are in a position now where it's every sector. It's every sector. We don't have enough people in this country to maintain this. I mean, literally do not have enough people in this country. That's what this number's about to me. Cable, CNN, MSN, what do they cover? The number 16th is positive economic news. All the rest of them are negative. So you know what's going on here, Joe. People don't want to say good things. And this is the best number I've ever seen in my life.
We could actually have more jobs coming back if we win the trade war. No, you won't see that written or said anywhere.
In the end, the Chinese are going to have to put jobs here because this thing is, the president can walk away from the table with this number.
China has made substantial and enforceable commitments regarding the protection of American ideas, trade secrets, patents, and trademarks.
No interest in treating the presidency as anything but one more reality show that he can use to get the attention he craves.
Article 1 is adopted.
We should expect that regardless of ego, ambition, or political beliefs, the president will preserve, protect, and defend the freedoms and ideals that so many Americans fought for and died for.
President Trump has confirmed that the most wanted terrorist in the world is dead.
But we should also expect a president to be the custodian of this democracy, regardless of what we look like, how we worship.
I just want to say thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to be in the White House. God protect us. God protect our president. Thank you for waking up our nation.
We are a republic. That means local government has the most power over citizens' lives. Think about the black community that has been under democratic rule for 60 years. How many regulations, how many different forms of taxation are on the books in those areas that are preventing our communities from actually being able to see sustainable growth?
This administration has shown it will tear our democracy down if that's what it takes for them to win. So we have to get busy by voting like never before for Joe and Kamala and candidates up and down the ticket.
In Jesus' name, the enemy tries to attack us every single day. He tries to discourage us, but he has no room. He has no room, no more. And that's all I have to say. Oh my God.
I think that America is a country that has tremendous, tremendous potential. I think that much like the mind, I think that America is using very, very little of its potential. This country with the proper leadership can go on to become what it once was.
At certain times when it seemed that there was just no hope, those are the times that turned out to be the best for me because I don't give up.